Hi Metalheads, willkommen zum Metals Forever, Show Nummer 195 am 6.10.2021. Schön, dass ihr wieder dabei seid. Und heute ist der Abend voll auf Symphonic Metal, made in Spain. Sehr, sehr cool. Mein Gast heute, Danny, haben wir gerade schön ein Paella gegessen. Nicht Mann, wir haben einen guten Schmatz gehabt, würde ich sagen. Ja? Und alles cool, wird sehr interessant heute. Und ich würde mal sagen, unser Metalhead heute ist ein Metalheadin. Nämlich unsere Katrin Hirsch ist heute unser Metalhead. Liebe Katrin, danke für den Support. Schön, dass du bei uns dabei bist. So, ich würde mal sagen, let the madness begin mit der Werbung. Die Metal is Forever Rockcast Show wird präsentiert von Time for Metal. Die neuesten Reviews, Interviews, Eventberichte und natürlich alle News rund um Metal, Rock und Metalcore. Time for Metal. Fliesenspitzner. Ihr zuverlässiger Handwerker für alle Aufgaben rund um das Verlegen von Fliesen, Platten, Mosaik und Naturstein. Luftraum Fürstenfeldbruck, die Rock- und Metal-Kneipe. Jede Woche von Donnerstag bis Samstag Rock und Metal vom Feinsten. Der Vegan Ashes of Rock'n'Roll. Veganer Lifestyle ist lebendiger Rock'n'Roll. Wir sind Rebellen, wir sind Veganer. Wir lieben das Leben und leben es mit jeder Menge Spaß. Backguard Studios. Zusammenarbeit mit Indiscreet Audio. Das Metal Dream Team für die metallischen Produktionen vom ersten Ton bis zum fertigen Produkt seid ihr bei uns an der richtigen Stelle. Meldet euch unverbindlich bei uns. The Metal is Forever. Schwammerhandler. Fanshop Storymore. Der offizielle Partner der Metal is Forever Rockcast Show. Rock of Angels Records. Von Metal Fans für Metal Fans. The home of Rock and Metal. Roar! Jawohl. Thank you to unseren Sponsoren. Und lieber Flo hat mir heute einen Trailer noch geschickt, nämlich der 16.10. kommt immer näher, unser Fanclub-Treffen, und der Stoffel hat mir heute Neuigkeiten gegeben. Es gibt noch mehr Tickets an der Abendkasse, daher werden wir das jetzt noch ein bisschen bewerben, und hier ist der Trailer. Get the wall, get the wall, get the wall, sucker! Get the wall, get the wall, get the wall, sucker! Get the wall, get the wall, get the wall, sucker! Get the wall, you gotta get the wall! Get the wall! Get the wall! You gotta burn, gotta burn, gotta burn, sucker! You gotta burn, gotta burn, gotta burn, sucker! You gotta burn, gotta burn, gotta burn, sucker! You gotta burn, you got to burn! All on this dark forsaken streets. Nothing's as safe as it may seem. You've got to burn or run away. Your place of body till today. Jawohl. Sakrament, und ich bin nicht dabei. Aber es ist alkoholfrei, wisst ihr schon, ne? Also Gurkensaft trinken, Freunde. Also, es gibt noch Karten an der Abendkasse. Also, kommt und feiert, dass die Hütte raucht. Obwohl, wenn ich überlege, so, wenn der Föhre und das bei uns, da brennt die Hütte dann. Halleluja, das wäre cool. Also, es gibt mit Sicherheit eine Steigerung vom ersten Fanclub-Treffen plus Gäste. Na? Also, Freunde, 16.10. Seid dabei. Das wird legendär. So, Freunde, ich würde sagen, es geht los mit Labelpartner von der heutigen Band. Unsere Band ist heute Last Days of Eden und eine der unglaublichsten Stimmen, die El Poeta hat, vielleicht sogar die brutalste Stimme, geile Stimme, ist Night Queen. Das ist unser Open heute und Wall of Sorrow. Let the madness fucking begin.
Levitation, don't feel
Holy shit. Also da platzen dir die Hoden, so schreit die da. Leckt mich am Arsch. Warum heute noch nicht gedacht, die Night Queen? Herr Matt Bischoff an die Kasse, Herr Matt Bischoff bitte. Übrigens der Matt Bischoff, der hat auch die heutige Band halt klar gemacht und habe ich ein schönes Gespräch heute Morgen schon gehabt mit dem Matt und sage, Matt, ich habe noch einen Tag frei, 29. November, können wir was machen? Hast du irgendeine geile Band? Hat überlegt so, doch, Scorch, die waren noch gar nicht bei dir. Das sind die geilen Thrasher, richtig geil. Die waren schon in Videos schon. Und zack, wumm, gemacht und gebucht. Das heißt, November sind wir fully booked. Wenn jetzt noch die zwei ganz wichtigen jetzt noch wirklich zusagen, was sie eigentlich schon zusagt haben, dann ist der November, bums, kann voll und die ersten Bookings kommen jetzt auch schon für Dezember rein. Also es läuft jetzt richtig. Lieber Matt, da ist ja der Matt, da sehe ich ihn. Gerade richtig von dir. Matt, schön, dass du wieder, der Matt war sehr krank gewesen, muss man sagen, und der hat mir gar nicht gefallen vor ein paar Monaten. Jetzt hat er schon viel besser als Matt und du bist auch wieder on fire. So muss es sein. So, Matt, jetzt lassen Sie rein. Eine geile Band hast du da wieder gebracht. Ganz toll. Hier sind Last Days of Eden mit The Secret. Symphonic Metal vom Allerfeinsten. Und ich freue mich jetzt auf den Gitarristen, auf Danny von Last Days, auf ihn. Danny, how are you doing?
Hallo, wie geht's, Richie? Alles gut?
Oh, you speak German. Du sprichst Deutsch.
Just a few words.
I
Yeah,
asked
but
you before, and you said something to the woman. You have nice. Yes, you have
yeah,
something. Tell me.
just a few one. You know that when you're a Spanish guy and you go to German, well, actually, the Germans learn how to say please. Bitte zwei Rosen Bier. That's what Germans learn when they come to Spain, and Spanish guys we learn something like "Du hast wunderschöne Augen." So
And
that's
and to the metalhead, to the mans, you say, hau weg die Scheiße.
how back the Scheiße.
Ja, hau weg die Scheiße. Das ist okay. Das geht immer durch. Das ist
That's
also
super.
das versteht man in Deutschland von oben bis unten, von Norden bis Süden. Hau weg die Scheiße. Da bist du immer auf der sicheren Seite. You are on a safe side to use
Cool.
this.
Great.
It's
So
all,
we are in the same side. Yeah, I just know a few words, so it makes no sense at all that we even try to do it in German. I'm so
yeah.
sorry. As I said before, as I mentioned before to you, I would really like to have some time to learn German because I need and I want to. But this is not the case, at least for a little while, because yeah, I'm busy here and there's no chance to do it.
Yeah. Today we have a little problem. We have 3 fantastic videos on the new ones on El Puerto, and some of a label that are not my friends so far, but we are working on this. This is Orchard. But I made a test yesterday. Yesterday, I played Queen of the North, which is on Orchard. It ran through, didn't stop, and was not blocked. So that's why we have 3 videos today. We try again because fantastic videos and fantastic stuff. It would be a shame if we couldn't play it through. We try. So
Let's pray to Chrome that we can make it happen.
yeah, we work on this problem, and maybe it's the first step. Maybe they realize and let it run through. So let's see.
Let's see.
I can't promise, but we try. You know, Danny, you are alone today. Where is your fantastic singer?
Well, fantastic singer. She's in her daily job. So as far as she finished around 10 p.m. So it's quite hard that she can make it happen. Uh, that's life.
Yeah, but
Music is
you 1 hour ahead of Germany in
what?
Spain.
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you
yeah.
one?
It's same time wise, but yeah, she finished her daily job late, and it is what it is.
Yeah. So I have you on the neck now.
It
But
is what it is.
but Danny, there is the outro, the last one. When I saw this footage of you, and what's the name of your singer?
Annie,
And I
Annie,
knew
Annie. It's
this is the
Annie.
right guy. I knew immediately that is the guy. A sense of humor is there, and I can see here's the smiling pancake with beer. Cool.
Man, it's life has to be something to enjoy and not to be sad every day. Of course, everybody has its moments when you have to be sad because you have to. But at the end of the day, whenever you are kind of healthy and you have food in your plate and man
A
work
roof over your head.
whatever, this will come if you try it or you are on it sooner or later. So you have to
You
smile
know,
to life.
you're right. And this show, for example, the last in this year, January, February, March was a dark time for everybody. Not
Yeah,
only the musicians, also the fans. And everybody was locked in a home. And this show was a light. And we gave a lot of people a lot of smiles. Even for 2 hours, we gave the people a smile because in the end of the day, it's a difficult time around the world, everywhere.
yeah.
But This makes no sense to have in this opportunity in this time make a sad face. No, we celebrate the best music in the world. The best music is heavy metal in all genres, and
Yeah.
today our genre is symphonic metal. There are not so many bands outside. There's some bands, but before we dive in the world of Last Days of Eden, I would love to know where your roots are, where you came from music wise in your childhood, how you start, what is instrument, who brought you to metal.
Yeah, I think that my dad brought me into metal somehow because, well, if you meet my father today, he's still alive. If you meet him, he's like, like a Dolce Gabbana handsome man, and with, he's like, so,
Necktie.
yeah. But man, this guy, my father, he showed me the best music in life. When I was 4 years, 3 years old, 5 years old, he showed me a lot of vinyls from Van Halen, the Creedence Clearwater Revival, Eric Clapton, Pink Floyd. So I discovered thousands of records that made me really love music, And at some point when I was 10 or 11 years old, I watched this film called Crossroads, where there's a guy who is Karate Kid, this Ralph Macchio guy,
Yes,
and he is playing guitar through the film,
with
and
Steve Vai, right?
yeah, with Steve Vai at the end of the film. And man, I was totally blown. It was like amazing. So in my mind, it was like, I need to do this. So I was 11 years. I got no money at all. So I convinced my parents to buy me a guitar and start guitar lessons. And well, so I went for it. When I tried to do something, I tried to do my best. At that moment, I remember that I played a lot. It was like 8 hours a day studying. I was really into music back then. Now I am, but uh, somehow it's different. And yeah, back then I started to do my first recordings with bands when I was 13, the little one. Yeah, at some point, I'd say 20 years old, I start like the more or less professional with a Spanish band, of course. We got in touch with Rage back then because we went to Ham in Germany to record.
Rage, the band, P.V. Wagner.
Yeah.
I
We
played with him
went.
too in the 80s.
What?
In the 80s, I played with him too, with my band.
Really?
Yes, 87.
Oh man, I was just 6 years old.
Oh my God, I'm so fucking old here.
No, not that old. You are kind of old, but let if you see to any child today, we all look older. Actually, we are.
Continue. I interrupt you. Sorry.
No. All good, all good. Yeah. Back then, like 20 years ago, we went to a small town in Germany called Hamm, and we were there because there was a studio where Rage were recording back then some albums, and we wanted to go there with the band that I was playing back then, and we recorded a couple of albums. We met there PV Wagner, and yeah, we started our relationship, and nobody would say that some years later I would work for Rage. I've been like 5 years or so their live sound engineer, and I also got involved in the production for the last album and even the one before. And yeah, we are friends and we work together too. And yeah, we started out with Last Days of Eden 7 or 8 years ago. I just wanted to do something like kind of, as you can hear, Nightwish stuff, but maybe more folk, more into folk, because in our region there's a really old traditional folk mood. We have our own folk instruments, like own bagpipes from our region and stuff, and we wanted to combine these elements, this symphonic stuff, with very deep into folk. And yeah, we started out, and here we are. This is the kind of third album, and there we go.
Our metalhead, Metal Mortal, he has 2 comments. It's cool. Correct mixture of symphonic and metal. No comic, no doubt. And he speaks even Spanish, you know.
Cool. So he can try it.
Metal Mortal is a phenomenon. Let's talk about your videos. Your videos are so powerful and
Thanks, man.
creative. Who comes up with these ideas? Is this the band idea, or you have a producer for this? Because this
Yeah,
looks like
we've been working for the last 2 albums with a producer here, a director. We are really in touch because he's really creative guy. He works with movies and short films, and he's a super clever guy, and he knows what he does. So at
yeah.
some point we got a couple of meetings before the album release and while the recordings, I think. And yeah, we were thinking about doing some videos and which songs to choose and blah blah blah. And we got these 3 videos. We developed some ideas. We He likes and I do work together, because we think that maybe two different brains with different approaches and point of views works better than one, because I can add more into the music thinking, and he's more from the film side. So together we just work with some beers on front, and yeah, we did these 3 videos.
Just to let you know, I know Matt Bischoff, the head of
Haha.
promotion, is here today, and he's in the chat somewhere. And when I had a meeting today with him, when he talked about the 3 videos, his eyes are shining. You know, they're fantastic. You know, that shows you how dedicated he is to the band. You know, he was very, very. That's amazing videos. The secret.
Yeah.
Of course, we have to talk about the songs. What is the story about the secret?
This is a song like saying that let's start from someone who's into religion, let's say Christian, whatever. I don't mind, but at some point you can see what's going on in the world. All these injustice points, many people dying with no sense, and many bad things in the world happening every day. And when one can think to oneself, and even if you are too much into religion, you can doubt that there's God somewhere or whatever. And this is like someone with doubts that that there's a God that cannot allow what's going on.
Can you imagine? Can you
What?
imagine? Metal would be our religion, and we can choose our own God. You know,
It's a
metal
different
God.
story, I think. It's a different story, definitely, because every one of us will die, even Rob Halford, let's say, one day. If we are lucky, there will be another metal god, because actually we are like a kind of religion, because we have something inside, I think, that it's in common, and it's really 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 fucking powerful. And I think that everyone can describe their own feelings with different words, but at the end of the day it's kind of the same. None of us can get a something really in common, like saying I feel this and you are feeling right the same. It's too personal regarding the music, and especially the metal. We are open-minded, but we have our own thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, I agree. You know what's the most important is the older you get, the more you appreciate the day, the time, the now, and not what was in the past and not what's in the future. When you're young, you're on the highway, sometimes on the highway to hell, because you party too much and don't think about it later, So the older I get, the more I understand now. The day is a day, and not what yesterday was, and not what is tomorrow, because nobody knows. I had a show, my first show, podcast show last year, on the 4th of October, and one of my guests is already dead.
Oh man!
So 1 year ago, he was alive and kicking and cooler guy, and he passed away 2 months ago. So 1 year ago, bam, gone, history, and that shows me how quickly everything could change.
Man,
Today,
life is so precious.
Yes, and today is the day of last days of Eden in Metal is Forever. So let's go to the next song, The Garden. I think we watch first the video, and then we talk about the song. It's okay?
Let's go for it.
Here we go. Here is also brand new song. Here is Last Days of Eden, The Garden.
Into the garden of sin, all things untrue within here, memories, the tree of life, gives the will, the glory to forgive all this entropy.
Amazing. Very, very cool. And the little girl and the
Thanks.
snake are trained actors.
And that's a real snake, I tell you.
Yeah. I had the same snake I had around my neck already, that yellow one.
Uh-huh. But not this
Yeah.
one. Another one,
No,
you mean.
not this one. In Thailand was this. Well, this all this was the band. Is this the existing band right now? Is this the lineup right now in the video?
No, actually we split ways with a keyboard player, but the rest we are still there, yeah.
Okay. Because the drummer is a different one to the next video. I realize.
I mean,
From 2018.
yeah, the next video is like Queen of the
It's a live
North.
track.
A
It's a
live
live
track,
track.
yeah.
Forevermore.
Yeah, that could. Which one?
Forevermore.
No,
Live at the
it
Black
should
Week.
be the same drummer. Actually,
Yeah?
it should be the same lineup, except for that the fact that we don't have a keyboard player right now. But the rest of the people, it's exactly the same.
Okay. And the actors, there's a trained actors, or was friends, or like the little girl, for example?
The little girl, she's an actress here in our region. She's starting to do a movie career from the bottom, but she's really talented. It was
Yes.
like, hey, little girl, just stay there, do your things, and it's fine. She was amazing. And yeah, of course, we got pro people and we got amateur people, but that was super easy.
Yeah. But also the band, you acted great, and I love the scenery. It's creative. This when you walk with your sword.
Yeah. That was super cool. We got this idea of acting. Well, let me introduce you the mood of the song. It's the Garden of Eden, and we are supposed to be died recently, and we wake up in the garden, but we actually don't know where we are. So we just see this little girl running over there, and we are like, "Fuck! What was that?" We have to follow her, and at the end of the video, we join forces together, not to kill the little girl, just to go to whatever, heaven or
It's
nowhere.
a bit like Adam and Eve, the story.
Yeah,
with the apple, you know.
Yeah. And yeah, that's the main idea, and we were just like thinking on characters to play, and I just got in love with this idea of being like a samurai with the sword, and yeah, that
Even
was
with
cool.
the flip-flops and white socks.
Yeah.
Let's dive a little bit in the production. You wrote the song, or who?
Yeah, actually, I am the one who is writing all the songs.
Okay.
Yeah, you mean the production of the album or the video?
No, the song now. Video we know now, but
Yeah.
the music. I mean, this is a powerful music. I mean,
yeah,
holy shit! There's a lot of stuff in. If you listen closely, there's a lot of layers of sounds and instruments and yeah, the power. It's actually what, and then comes the old school great guitar like Steve Vai. So this melodies. Is this the roots? I didn't ask you who is actually your. I mean, Steve Vai in this Crossroads movie, of course, but what guitar player was okay, he influenced me so much, and he's still today, it's in my mind when I play a solo. Do you have anyone, or you have more?
I have more than one, and I could tell you two that goes to my mind right now in half a second. One is Yngwie Malmsteen. I love him. He's awesome. Everybody knows it. And the other one that could be Slash.
Okay.
Guns N' Roses is definitely my most favorite band ever. And so Slash is a must too.
You know what is I agree when Yngwie Malmsteen is amazing. The only thing, I had a bad experience with him. Not bad. I met him in the early 90s and backstage and shook hand, and he was very arrogant, to be honest. He was not so friendly, so very, very strange guy. But
Yeah.
okay, but he's amazing. I worked with his keyboard player. That's
Back
awesome.
then with that one, or which one?
I worked with his guitar, keyboard player, who was on the most famous albums in the 80s. I worked in Thailand with him, but he passed away.
Oh man, sorry to hear that. Yeah,
Matt Olausen, if you can
Yeah.
check out Matt Olausen,
Yeah.
I worked with him. Did
one,
some shows
one of
with
the
him.
brothers, right? Because he had a brother who was musician too, or maybe
No.
I'm confused.
Let's say I worked together, and the composer of our intro music, Jim Wallenborg, we worked together in Thailand in a band, in an Aussie tribute band. I did the Aussie. And
You played Aussie?
I sang Aussie, yes.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's amazing.
Yeah, and Jim Wallenborg was the guitar player, and Mats Alhausen was the keyboard player. And they said, this is Yngwie Malmsteen's keyboard player. So, holy fuck! And he
It
was
sounds like a
amazing.
joke. It sounds
was-
like, this guy who is coming somewhere and starts to tell about a story. I was back then there doing this with this guy in Thailand, and it sounds like crazy. It's wow, what story, man. And in Thailand, it's not like saying like yeah, we were in Germany. No, I was playing with that guy in Thailand.
Yeah, I mean that's life, and I cherish these moments when you work with really, really cool musicians, and they are all down to earth. And actually, Matt, he asked me how I do it to stay sober, because he was so heavily on alcohol, and he died actually very poorly in Bangkok in a hotel room, and broke and alcohol. And so it was a nightmare. He was everybody kicked him out of the bands because he's a great player, but he was fucked up with alcohol, and it was really, really sad to see him going down like this. Anyway,
What a yeah.
sad story, but forevermore. Now comes the next two songs. Let's pray. It runs through, goes through, and we have no block.
They will.
They will hopefully not.
I mean, they will play.
Okay. Okay, forevermore. Do we? This is now alive, and that is the real deal. You see the band on stage. Fuck, this is real powerful. But what
Yeah,
you doing?
actually, we got just a couple of friends who they work with cameras, and I call them, can you come here to this fest and do the favor of recording the show? They did the show, and our live engineer, he just recorded the mix from the show, and it is what it is. There's no tricks, there's no nothing. That was the show.
When I always put the show together and then searching for footage, live footage, because only studio, okay, but the live footage is always, and then it's always the sound. Is the sound okay? Sometimes it's a great picture, but the sound is it's a bassy and grummy. But in this case, oh fuck, this is a good sound. Oh yeah. What label? Oh no. Let's try. We have to try it. Let's see. At least it works a couple of minutes and then maybe blocks. Then I see you after hour.
Let's
But
go
maybe
for
we're
it.
lucky.
This
At
is
least
gonna work.
At least if it's run through, I'm happy. If it's blocked afterwards, I can cut it out. No problem. But hopefully we have no bad luck now. So here's Forevermore that we talk about after the video, okay?
Super.
Here is Last Days of Eden on stage. Yeah, it went through. That's a good sign today.
Cool. I told you these were going to work.
Yeah. You just wrote me in the chat. They play faster than usual. For me,
Yeah, it's
works
kind of
normally.
weird. Yeah, they at least they are faster than usual somehow.
So should it be slower?
Yeah, they should.
But I stream it like it is on the internet. There's not made.
At least what I'm saying through this live show, these videos are shorter and faster.
It's
Uh,
interesting. Maybe you check it in YouTube and check it out by yourself. Maybe somebody uploaded it faster, because I didn't change anything of the length or the speed.
yeah, it's yeah. Of course, but it's weird. It's just
Yeah.
weird. One.
Forevermore. What is the story about this? Is this based on White Snakes Forevermore, or you released this?
No, it's more like this point in your life when you are tired of dancing the others' songs and you want to start your own dance, and you just say to the people that if you want to dance with me, but let's go dance my music and my dance. It's I think that when most of us we are younger, we are so used to go to others references like you young guy, you have to do this and do the other things, and you have to blah 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 and follow me, and you have to learn from me. But there's a point in everyone's life where you have to start to do the one who is saying, I can do this by myself, and please stop telling me how to do my job. This is Forevermore.
Okay. A good explanation.
Mhm.
It's from which album is Forevermore?
This is from Chrysalis. It's the second one, and
So-
yeah, this is the opening song.
The first album called?
We have Ride the World, the first one with a white cover, then the one with the blue greenish cover, which is Ride the World. Sorry, Chrysalis, and after the Chrysalis goes the Butterflies.
Okay.
We have some stuff in between, like well, we have this cool point here that I am producer. I own a recording studio, so we can do almost kind of what we want. And at some point, after the first album, we wanted to record a special version of the album, like only folk stuff, but doing the same songs. So we kind of released. We never did an official release, but we got this EP called Traxel More, which is the same songs from the first album, but no drums, no electric guitars. It's just kind of folk music, and it's sung in Asturian, which is our native language and our native talk here in our region.
I think you're very rooted, no? You're very in your country.
We are, but this is not a country. This is from our own area.
Mhm.
We are, let's say, we are the more Celtic influenced and tradition area in Spain.
Actually, tradition was the right word to say. Yes.
Yeah, and that's from the story itself here in Spain. So we just wanted to drink a little bit more from our roots and do something with, flutes and with our violins and more bagpipes and stuff, and orchestra, of course. There's something that we always got, that it's orchestra.
Brings me a smile on my face because our running gag since many weeks now is the flute, because many metalheads in the school they started the flute, but in your music it fits perfectly. It's not so dominant. That's what I like on the Last Days of Eden. Some if this middle age music with these pipes, and this strange instruments. This is not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But in your case, it's more powerful, and you have a voice with a beautiful voice, which fits perfectly. It's
Thanks a lot. Much appreciated for the comment.
Please give Anne my regards.
I will.
So-
I will for sure. She's gonna love it. Yeah. I think that the way that we at least try to treat our instruments, especially violin and flutes and bagpipes, but very especially, I think the bagpipes and flutes. The girl who is playing, she's a real virtuoso. She is amazing. She was the first girl in the world, the first woman in the world, by winning the most appreciated prize playing bagpipes worldwide.
Wow.
And she was actually 16 when she won the prize. So she is a virtuoso, and she can play like Ingrid Malmsteen, but with the flutes.
Wow.
She's amazing. So we try to do more like that they are the lead guitar players, but instead of guitar players, they are bagpipe players, flute players, and violin players.
How you found Anne?
Well, she's my wife.
I thought that's what I said. I said today to Matt Bischoff. I guess this is his wife. I
Yeah,
said,
she's
I
my
wasn't sure,
wife.
and I tell you why. Why? Because the last footage today, I got permission to play it before the last footage. We don't say what is it now, and only a wife and a husband can do like this.
Yeah,
This is like
we are really like this all the time. We have fun a lot.
I didn't check it. Was it in this already in this footage for Forevermore, or comes in one of the last big video actually, where you on stage put your head on her shoulder doing and this is not common that a colleague in a band do is like this. This is there is something.
Well,
between.
actually, I have to say that we always, whatever we do on stage, it's really natural, and we've never prepared any single point, anything there. But we really have good times in the stage, and well, of course, I do special things with my wife ongoing, because this is something that it's super natural. But with the rest of the members, we are doing jokes all the time, and it's like we always at some point kick one to the other just for fun, and yeah, we really have good times. But I have to say that, of course, I have something special with my wife, and we have really cool moments on the stage.
Yeah. All right. Forevermore explained. Now we know Anne is your wife. So that's I talk about this. We've met today. I say, I think this is the wife.
Yeah, she's been singing for almost all her life. She's been singing in choirs, but until Last Days of Eden, she's never been singing as lead singer to any band or whatever, and she never hit the stage or something like that. And I was like, let's say, small cheating moment when I say, let's record a couple of songs, and I would like you to, of course, before she were my wife, and I want you to record a couple of songs, and it's just a studio stuff. Don't worry, we are not going to the stage, because she got stage panic actually, and she was really convinced that she wouldn't ever hit the stage. So I was a little tricky, and I said, let's record a couple of songs, and no problem, we won't hit the stage ever in your life, and blah blah blah. And once these songs were recorded, we got here this back metal battle, and I just inscribed the band there, and we were selected for the show, and I was like, until the last minute, and I said, "Hey guys, we have to play in 2 weeks. Let's go for it!" And everybody was, "Fuck, we've never been reselling together. We cannot do it. This is gonna be a pain in the ass." And she was like crazy. "I've never been ready for this one, and I cannot do it." And blah 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 blah. And I said, yeah, but let's go do it. And man, I'm gonna tell you, she was really scared of it. I tell you, she was.
Let me guess. On a stage, she said to me, "I hate you," and you say, "I love you too."
Yeah. It was
And now
something
kick
like
ass, babe.
It was
kick ass now.
something like that. And right after that, well, sorry. Let me go back. Yeah, here we go.
I see black.
with it. Sorry. Am I back?
Back in black.
Yeah.
You lost your wig?
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Right after the show, she got into the backstage. I went right after her, and she was like really scared. And what did I do? Blah blah blah. But the first sentence that she said, it was exactly this one. When it's gonna be the next one?
And you said, "I told you."
Yeah. I told you, bitch. You wanted to do it. I told you, but you didn't know, of course.
You said bitch to her.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I would say almost the same to my body, And yeah, we are really close together.
To the wife, bitch. Yeah, you're a metalhead. I can tell you. Even it's a symphonic metal, you're a metalhead. You know what is? You know what? I tell you what. I have this feeling. You are the most friendly, funny guy in 195 shows. Always a smile in the face. It makes you so sympathetic. It's you're a joy. To be honest, it's great to listen to you because you're a storyteller, and
I could be, but you know that sometimes I can be pain in the ass. I am one of these guys who goes with a pen, and when you are in a long trip and you're sleeping in the van, I am the guy who is drawing balls and dicks in your face.
Mm-hmm.
I am one of those guys. So sometimes I am pain in the ass.
Yeah, maybe it's hit you back one day. Maybe you give a revenge. They give a revenge.
But I tell you, I am the one who is gonna smile and joke about it.
Really?
I tell you, yeah, of course.
One day you wake up with a cucumber in the mouth. This would be our revenge in our club. But you have no idea what's happened with the cucumber. If you read in our comments, a cucumber, this is a intern nightmare what we don't have. All right, let's go back to the music. And yesterday I played the song already. It was the last song to tease for today. It's Queen of the North from 2018. Which album? The second one?
Write the Word.
Write the Word.
It's the first one.
The first one, okay.
Yep.
And the video is, I see, was from 2018, or was it uploaded 2018? I don't know. From which year is Queen of the North?
Again?
From which year is Queen of the North?
Because
man.
That could be from 2015. That could be.
Okay.
Sorry for not to know this one.
Doesn't matter. I would say we play it, and then we can talk about the song. Makes more sense because you have always cool videos, and this is also a cool video.
Let's go for it.
Here we go. I am very happy today. I must tell you, another
Why?
video. It's a nightmare.
Because it works.
The many months we have always these blocks, and this looks like this is like a new hope for us, because we have this orchard problem since months now, and we have to turn down so many bands, because
Yeah.
we can play them, and this it gives me a little bit hope right now. It's a second video, no problem.
Cool.
Maybe it will be deleted afterwards, but at least the longer show is live and no blocks. It's
Cool.
a pain in the ass if the show stops suddenly and you have some copyright issues,
Yeah.
black screen, not
I
nice.
understand.
And because we have a good flow. How you
Cool.
like the interview so far? Everything cool?
Of course, I'm
You
super
feel
fine.
like home?
Yeah. Actually, I'm at home, but not with you.
You are welcome
Yeah,
in my home right
everything
now.
is super fine and super smooth.
Very, very cool. Is this a common interview base like you have it, or is this new something like this with the chat? You even they can ask you
I've been
questions.
a couple of interviews like this one for Last Days of Eden, but I'm more used to do this same thing for my job site with these technician interviews, like more freaky, more like deep into the technical stuff and blah blah blah.
If I dive into technical stuff, then our audience is not interested. I guess some of them, of course, but the most
I
they
know
want
it.
to
I know
know.
it.
That's why for me it's more important we know the artist, dive a little bit in the history and what moves you, what drives you, what inspires you to write songs like Queen of the North. What is the story, the backstory about Queen of the North?
This is something like let's say a Celtic queen that goes to the battle because she is she has to prove that a girl can do the same as a man.
Mm-hmm.
At some point that well, we are still young to say that even today a girl has to prove that actually can do the same as a man. But we move this like to the of course this has to be something more than this in the story, and we move this to the Celtic story than where there was a queen that has to prove that she can be a warrior queen and she can go to the battle and fuck off everybody in the battle.
Mm-hmm. The cover, white in a forest with a what is this, wall, or is this the world? Or what means there's a wolf something, huh?
Yeah, it's wolf.
What?
Yeah, it's a girl with something like the word, this circle thing.
Yes.
There's a wolf. Everything is full snow, and she's so pretty.
Yeah, I tell you, I can see a smile. Maybe if your wife sees right now, she's like, what your mouth, what you're talking about here, calling me bitch in the public.
Well, I have to say that for this new cover, we got some bad words because she was like, well, stop using girls in the cover. I want like a Khal Drago, super strong boy with a, and said, well, maybe that's not the coolest idea in the world. And she said, but you are always like showing nipples and there's super nice girls, and she's fine with that. But yeah, she said like, what if we try to put a super cool guy and a strong one with with the six pack and blah blah blah. And luckily for my taste, we didn't do that.
I guess she said, you know what, I give you a wolf, and then end of the story. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and she say, okay, if a wolf is in a picture, okay. I mean,
Yeah, she's in
it
love
would
with all the covers from our albums, but actually I have to say that one is her favorite.
Yeah, you see, I mean, you
Maybe that's
I-
because of the wolf.
maybe you yin yang with her, no? She always maybe against, but then she
Kind of.
comes.
Let's say that we would buy a chicken for a full one, the whole piece of chicken. Actually, we are really compenetrated because the parts that I don't enjoy, it's the ones that she loves. So yeah,
Yin yang. Here we
Yeah.
go.
kind of.
You know, maybe that's also good because me and my wife, we are alpha guys, both of us, same, 100,000% same. That means the fight is right there, and there is no turning back. There is no holding back, right in our face, me and her, and so. But in the end, everything good. I love you, honey. Good, but this is the other way. You know how it works. You know, to get it out of your system and don't hide it back and then have days bad feelings. No, let it out, scream it out, shout it out, fight it out, and then done.
Yeah,
Back to
finito.
business.
Mhm.
Shut the fuck up. And
That's the way.
but I cannot call her bitch because she will slap me. I tell her if I say bitch.
Yeah. Well, actually, I am not so used to say bitch. I usually say
I love
bitch
you guys.
from hell.
This is, brother, I love you for this. This is super cool.
Yeah, but yeah, she is the bitch from hell. Definitely.
Man, so you top this bitch. Holy fuck. All right. There's the next song. Perfect. I love this shit. I love this
Super.
because this is the real deal. You know? I like it. Brings to the next. I would say my favorite and a great video. By the way, I think it's also the favorite video of Matt Bischoff, if I'm not mistaken, or was it a garden? I'm not sure about this. Silence.
Uh-huh. That's a super cool song. I love it. And the video is I think that at least for my taste and most of the people that I talk to, it's a smiley video. But that was the idea. Because well, this is a song. Should we talk about the song later, or can I go through right now?
We can do it right now because the last
Let's
we
go
did
for it.
upward.
This is a song especially talking about deaf people and how do they perceive the music, because actually they do it. And at least here in Spain, they are like people normal. Let's hearing people. They are not thinking so much in deaf people here, and we have many deaf people here. So
You believe in this, right?
What?
Me too. You believe in this, that they're still around us.
Yeah, of
The
course.
energy. Yes.
Yeah. And I just wanted to give some visibility for this community of deaf people, and we even got some help from a group of deaf people here in our region. It's a big one. They do really cool things. They have special schools for deaf people.
Deaf people. I understand death.
No,
Deaf.
deaf.
And
people.
now I was in a.
Yeah,
Sorry,
deaf,
I was now
deaf,
in a complete.
not hearing people.
I was trying to understand what you're telling me here, but then
Yeah,
I think
there's a community of deaf people here. No way, man.
I was something wrong here, and I think right now Matt
Yeah.
Bishop is crawling on the floor because there was a misunderstanding from a label colleagues Dustin Bones with
Yeah.
they had an interview with American interview, and the interviewer they talk about pigs, you know, and for 10 minutes the band talk about pigs, you know,
Yeah.
pork pigs, you know, and 10 minutes, and then in the end they found out that the interview talked about the guitar pick, you know, and so and they thought about it's the animal, you know, and that
Yeah.
now I think you have a story about dead people, you know.
No, it's deaf people,
Deaf, no.
not hearing people.
Taube Leute.
Well, and as I said,
Legendary.
there is a community here of deaf people.
Yeah, now I understand.
Yeah, and we got some help from them because the chorus part from the song it's signed in their singing language, and we wanted to do in because until I was uh, a little bit more into deep in this world, I didn't know that every single language has its own language for deaf people, the sign language. It's
Mhm.
different to sign in German than Spanish than every single language. But there's an international one. It's the something that has in common with everybody in the world. So we tried, and it was the hard point that someone helped us to sign in this international language for deaf people, and so the chorus part is signed by Annie to the deaf people with this language, and we wanted to do this video. The main idea was that someone that cannot hear can watch the video and get the idea from the first second and get the good mood that gives you the good vibes in the video apart from the music.
You
And
know?
that's the story itself.
Yeah, now I understand, you know. But now we have the bullshit here. Alcatraz, Christoph, Death Leopard, Deaf Leopard or Death Leopard. Now we have it. Deaf, you know. Now I understand. But yeah, but then what is talking about? You know, I think we have the deaf people around here in the group. Say, what is talking about here? And I was,
That's a
you
cool
know,
one. That's a good one.
that was a good one. This makes the show so great, you know. That these mistakes a little bit, you know, misunderstanding. I mean, imagine 20 years ago, I'm in the Philippines, you are in Spain, the guys in Austria, in Switzerland, in Germany watching this, you know. This is amazing technology, you know.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it too. Okay, great. Now, thank you. This was another good one. You know, I think this I have to remember this because when we have in on the 31st December our last show of the year, which is
Yeah.
our anniversary of 1 year, I put the best small parts out. And this we definitely have to remember because
Yeah, that was a good one. So let's
Okay.
go for the video.
yes, silence is the video. And by the way, this is the video with I talked with Matt Bischoff today, which he was this is so great, and this is the video. So he confirmed it in the chat.
Great.
Here we go. Silence. Amazing.
Thanks,
Epic.
man.
It's my favorite, yes, I must say.
Cool.
And
Good to know.
yes, I must say a little bit Mike Oldfield
Yeah, of course.
touch.
There's a lot of non-metal influences here. I usually listen almost every single style. I also work with many pop stars here in Spain, and so that has to be an influence too.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think that we or I that I am the main composer here. I don't try to do something specific. It's more like let's try to do songs and let the mind blow.
Mhm. Micha, our member, he's the let's say musical mastermind of Black and Damned, the band. You must check out. It's very very cool too. And if you
Haha.
need videos, maybe one day, say we want to try something. He makes great videos. Check out all Black and Damned videos, all made by Micha, and he gives you another compliment. Great solo, and it's great. You are fantastic.
Thanks, much appreciate it. Well, I have to say that I am kind of lazy guy for my part in the band, and this is like yeah, something that not many people knows that. Well, I record, mix, master, produce the band, and I always take care of everybody, every single one musician in the band, the arrangements, blah blah blah, everything. I take thousands of hours working with them, and most of the material from the guitars that you can hear in the album, it's directly from the demo tapes. I was so lazy to record that, and I think that it's not that important. Um,
But you know what? Many
what?
time the first take, the first idea is mostly the best one. So
Yeah,
often you record and record, the passion and the feeling goes. It was
yeah,
more technically, and the first version is always normally, my opinion, the best one, because there is the freshness, there is the inspiration, and maybe this is and I mean, if you ask me as a non guitar player, for me sounds perfect. And always when you play every time you play a solo, and or every time I think, fuck, it's cool. It's really really good.
cool,
And
man.
so
I have to say, and
God
it's
bless your
not.
laziness.
Thanks a lot. I have to say it, and it's not it's not a joke. 90% of the guitar solos in this album, they are first take, first idea, first track, first everything, and ready to go. I, first, I recorded that like more like, yeah, here we have to, or the main idea is to have a solo here, and but let's play something, and then after that in the studio when we are doing the real recordings, we will do something cooler. But when we were in the studio and I loaded the tracks, and I was thinking more like, it's cool, let's take time for the others and do the others look cooler and sound cooler, because
Yeah.
guitars are not that important in this band. I think that there's much more interesting stuff in vocals, choirs, violins, bagpipes, flutes, orchestra. There's hundreds of tracks of orchestra back there.
So W takes is not an option, right?
Mm, I wouldn't say that, but yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Metal Mortal brought a good input today. Sarah on the violin, and Andrea is pregnant. No, not pregnant, pregnant, but not too pushy, not too dominant. That's what I actually said before. That the flute and the violin is there, but
Yeah,
it's not too dominant. it's a good mix. The power is actually more. The power
Yeah,
of the whole is
I think that and it's an own point of view that um, every one of us at some point we have to be important, especially important in the songs, but we shouldn't be important at all the time, because lead singer is lead singer, and this is of course the most important. But it makes no sense that you are trying to do complicated things or solos or many melodies in the back, or first of all, because if you try to do an impressive musician, there will always be a 5-year-old Chinese guy who is playing better than you. So it makes no sense that you try to do dream theater things because there's a 5 years old Chinese guy who is doing much better. And apart from that, mm, just try to go things with things like smooth. If there's a song that is asking for a solo, let's go and play a solo, a guitar solo, a violin solo, whatever. If the song is not asking for a solo or a special whatever, why should you do it? I think
yeah.
it makes no sense, because maybe you are fucking the song doing something that it's not needed.
Yes, you're right.
Uh-huh. But at the end of the day, I think that also, apart from this idea, it's so personal how you hear the music, how you hear the songs, and of course, what works for you, maybe it's not working for me, or and the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's just like you like it or not.
It was
Not
a good insight in your technical stuff now, how you work, as a producer, and yeah.
what?
And now
Sorry.
we check out the world on tour, because
Yeah.
I found something internet very cool. It's actually the song from the very first album, Ride the World.
Haha.
It's a road movie, and I love this shit. I love to see how a band is on tour in bunks and in buses, and you're not traveling in big buses. You're traveling actually in a sprinter, in a little
Yeah,
van.
when we are our own shows here in Spain, we are usually driving in a van. We have a big one, and we are super happy with that. But for that tour, I think that we travel through Europe with a nightliner, with a sleeper.
Mhm.
We were touring with Mob Rules, super
Cool.
friend of us. They are super cool guys and super man. They are killer band. I think they are really underrated because they are doing extremely cool shows, and they are playing so well, and they make good music and honest music. And yeah, we were touring in sleeper through Europe, and that was super cool experience. That was our first tour in Europe, and it was super 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 cool. And we got some footage. Well, of course, I'm really collector of that stuff. I have recordings from since when I was 12 years. I always go with my camera. I have, well, thousands of hours of footage and recordings and rehearsals and shows and multi cameras and blah blah blah. I have many hard drives, back tapes from back there. Many stuff.
Yeah, this
And
checks.
in that moment, we got some stuff to do a road video. Yeah, that was a cool one.
Yep.
It's funny.
Before I play the music, metal model ask, first album is the Paradise EP. Is it right? Is it right?
Yeah, this is the Paradise EP. We came out with that stuff. We recorded some songs just to spread, with nothing to ask, but just checking out if everyone was interested in the band, and we got some recorded songs, and it was kind of cheap to do some copies. And thanks to this, we got our first contract with a German company, and thanks for that, we released Ride the World.
Mhm. Okay. Let's play the road movie. Let's see
Let's go for that.
what's going on on tour.
There are miracles, walls who are lost. If you try to find an open door, climb the highest mountain to never go down. Ride a wall and keep hanging on. Once I find this sense of life, forgotten trail of time that made me wonder what I've been waiting for. See the sparkle from your love, the answers were beyond, but questions were invisible treasures far away. I hear distant praise. It's out of my bed. Never mind, I won't be sad. I'm falling to my bed. There are miracles for those who are lost. If you try to find an open door, climb the highest mountain to never go down. Ride the wall and keep hanging on. Savior, come to me, save me. I feel your presence, shake me tonight. I deserve it one day.
I heard a voice calling from the distance. Lights out, game is over, and you're a loser.
Far away, I hear distant praise. It's out of my bed. Never mind, I won't be sad. I'm falling to my bed. There are miracles for those who are lost. If you try to find an open door, climb the highest mountain to never go down. Ride the wall and keep hanging on. There are miracles for those who are lost. If you try to find an open door, climb the highest mountain to never go down. Ride the wall and keep hanging on.
Brings back some memories.
Yeah, some cool ones, I tell you.
We have one more song. We are in the end actually, with 1 hour 44. This was not expected that you are so talkative, Very, very, very cool.
If you want to stay here for 2 more hours, I can tell you a lot of stuff.
Holy shit. You know what? Are there some Spinal Tap moments? That's I always like. So in the end of the interview, some Spinal Tap moment was like, holy shit, what's happened to us. I mean, in so many years you're doing music, are there some situations where really accidents but funny in the end? You have some
Yeah.
favorite story?
I think that not a single one, but 100 or 200. Yeah, I can tell you a lot of stuff. So, but I think that sometimes my mind is confused because I've toured a lot with other bands. Actually, my main job is producer and live engineer. So I think that sometimes my mind is really confused if the memories are from my own tour or from others' tour.
Mhm.
But well, actually, I'm in blank right now.
I give you an example. In the early 90s, I was on tour with Crocus. Actually it was not even Sapporo, it was a double headliner tour because the both band leader were friends, So I drove with the Crocus bus, and and our band leader, it was in Austria in a festival. He said, "Are you ready for rock and roll?" And people screaming. He went back. He's two mirrors, and there was his bass amp, the speaker, and he
Yeah, yeah.
fell over the speaker, and backwards, and he could see only his shoes, So and I had to help him out. A Spinal Tap moment, So super cool. Are you ready for rock and roll? Go back, booms, and and I said, holy shit.
Poor one, man. Yeah.
Oh, and for example, on this tour, I told the story before, but this is the Spinal Tap moment. On this tour, we had a little show, and we had a folk machine, and we had an intro, and our band leader was the first one running out in the dark, the folk, kravoom. So what happened now? Somebody put a cable box on stage. I don't know who, and he fell over the cable box with the bass, bam, flat, stuff like this. The next day we are in Austria again in Vienna, and he fell from the stage because somebody I requested. This was a stage with 2 square meter dominoes, and
Yeah.
we had Crocus had everything built, and we are in front of them.
Yeah.
But there was no space anymore for me. So I asked the club manager if they have some more blocks. They said, no problem. So we went to the hotel. We came back, and we didn't go on stage anymore. And I went out, the band went out, and I saw our bass player running behind me, and bam, he disappeared. They put this block from his side to up front. He fell in the hole. This was about 150 high, and
Oh
he was
man.
fuck, and then the row crew jumped in the hole, helped him out of the hole again, and then brave face. But after the concert, he humbled in the backstage, and his knee was banged up. It was bloody, His knee said, "If I not roll up, if it was professionally done, But he was brave. So fuck me, dead, It was 3 accidents in a row, Okay, this was the
Wow.
band Monsters, and the
Wow.
bass player Günther Ratney.
Wow.
And this was Günther Ratney was actually the mastermind of Mass, the band Mass,
Haha.
which Mass had 8 albums already in the 70s. Scorpions and Crocus was a support for Mass, in the 70s. And I
Uh-huh.
was the second singer. And we played with Rage in Hereford.
Cool.
This is the band,
Yeah. Super cool.
Okay, so this was a little bit story from my. We have one more last song, Dead Man's Tale, live at Morgana Fest in 2018.
Yeah, it's coming from the same summer than the other live song that you played, Forevermore. I can't remember which song was first, but yeah, it's more or less the same. It's the same tour.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What is the backstory to Dead Man's Tale?
It's a story of ghosts. Uh, let's say that it's
Now we talk about dead people now, not
yeah,
deaf
yeah, yeah,
people.
dead ones. Yeah, yeah, you know, it's a story of some children getting into this kind of haunted houses and discovering that there's real ghosts there.
Do you believe in ghosts? I mean, real. I mean, dead people. It was actually where
No,
I jumped in.
no, at all. I am totally out of that. But I can say that there has to be explaining of that. But in my recording studio, sometimes I hear things and I see shadows, strange shadows, and I am not the only one. Let's say I can, and I don't believe in these things. Okay, I know that there has to be an explanation, but I remember a special moment. I was producing a band. I was sitting on the mixing desk. The band was right behind me. They were standing. I was sit down in my chair, and there was a hard drive, let's say like this, on the mixing desk, like standing on the mixing desk. It was not plugged, and suddenly we were listening to mix, and suddenly the hard drive did like exactly that, like this. Traka, 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 tra, and traka, 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 tra. And I suddenly stopped the music, like I was scared. So I stopped the music, and there was a silence for 2 seconds. And one guy from the band said, "Man, did you see that?" So I was not the one who saw that. I was not the only one. The guy saw that too. I'm pretty sure that something happened there, but all I can say is that I don't believe in ghosts or whatever. I don't believe in these kind of things. But I can tell you that the hard drive was not plugged. It was not something mechanical. It was not something whatever. And that thing moved. And it was not me, not the guys, no whatever. And there was more people seeing that. What happened? I don't know. But I don't believe
I
in
had a
ghosts.
couple of months ago in February, to be exactly, my dear drummer, he committed suicide, and he was one of my first drummers, and he was my dear friend, my brother, and I did a memory show for him. I produced a show with many colleagues, band members, and the last bands, and in the last song, the last the half of the song, a storm came, and in the last 15 seconds, suddenly water ran out on the wall, down of the window, out of my lamps. Everywhere was water pouring out of every hole in my studio, and I waited until the last the outro, and then I put my stuff back, my laptop, everything, and the whole room was completely wet, and it was like a waterfall. And then I call Max, my friend, who was the guitar player with the last band he played, and I said to him, "You know what's happened right now? You can't believe it's like a waterfall in my studio now, from the ceiling everywhere, And then there was one big one. And I said, "Did you hear this?" He said, "Yes." "What was this?" "Fuck, like a cannonball, So I went back to the studio, and everything was dry. No water, not one drop came down from the ceiling. I had everything on video. I put this on Facebook, and I have no idea what is this. And then somebody wrote, "Richie, he was a drummer and not a butterfly." So believe it or not, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird things that
It's
happen in
very
life.
weird.
Nobody can explain that. But at the end of the day, I don't believe in ghosts. That's all what I can say. I am one of those guys who don't believe in that things, and I know that there has to be an explanation of everything. But I am not the one who is giving that.
Yeah. Danny, we have one more song, and then comes an outro video.
Cool.
And you know already, and I love this because this is the real Danny and his wife. Now I know it's the wife. And I thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure. It was you're sunshine. You're smiling all 1 hour and 54 minutes. You're smiling.
I
You
am
must
having a good time. I have to smile, man.
let's thank our dear friend Matt Bischoff who made it happen. He brought
Yeah.
you to the show. It was really really cool band, and the album
The
comes
next one, you
out.
mean? Butterflies.
Butterflies.
Yeah. This
Check it
is
out.
the new album, which is coming out on the 15th of October
Okay.
through El Puerto Records.
And
And yeah, you played 3 of the videos, and there's much more cool stuff in the album. And yeah, I think that the label El Puerto Records, they are doing like a special edition, including a postcard, a signet postcard, and a guitar pick from the band, and it's cool stuff. What can I
The
say?
link-
It's my baby.
the link is already in the chat.
Cool.
Check it out. Cool music, very very sympathetic. This was another highlight. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Of course, what can I can say? If we are playing near somebody's out there cities, I would be so happy to have you in our shows, and after the show, take a beer and have a chat. That's what I really love.
When you come on tour, for sure some of our fan club will see you, and if you see the Metal is Forever logo, this one,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah.
know
I
where
got
they're
it.
coming
totally.
from. Then
Yeah.
you motherfucker must come from a Metal is Forever show. Yes, because we are proud. Our metalheads are proud, and so I chose a live track because powerful, and hopefully it runs through. But we are very lucky today. So the first show now, we are all videos from Orchard played through. So this was a premiere. Gives me
Cool.
hope. I need to be honest. Gives me hope.
Hopefully.
And the last one will be we entered the interview with a big smile, but I don't tell now why. It's
Hopefully.
cool. It's a surprise. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Danny, gives my regard to N, the rest of the
From you,
guys,
of course.
and keep your great music, and you're a cool guy.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot,
so much.
Richie. I really enjoy this chat, and
Me too.
and yeah, of course. Hopefully, we'll meet next time, sooner or later, and we will have some chats more in the future, maybe through this blog, or maybe in person. Nobody knows. Maybe both of them, but whatever, we will enjoy it for sure.
Maybe you make a sequence, make a Deaf Man's Tale
Yeah,
next time.
that's a cool one.
I
Thanks,
wish you the
man.
best. Good night,
Have a nice day.
and stay metal, and all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cool guy. Here is Last Days of Eden, last video, Dead Man's Tale. Not Deaf Man's, Dead Man's Tale. The real dead, killed by death. Und kleiner Forschungsknopf drückt da mit dem Intro. Hackercheckment. So, das waren Last Days of Eden mit einem schönen Outro, mit einem schönen Smile nach dem Schluss. Geiler Typ und ja, geile Band. Ein weiteres Highlight. Wieder viel gelacht hier. Schön. So, wir haben noch vier Videos habe ich noch für euch. Und so schon bei 2 Stunden und 3 Minuten. Also, jetzt kommt wahrscheinlich einer der brutalsten Videos überhaupt. Jetzt gehen wir ein bisschen Gas da, ein bisschen in eine andere Richtung gehen, aber sehr, sehr cool. Und das Video ist ganz schön heftig. Und zwar die Band heißt Grand Massive. Schon was davon gehört? Grand Massive und The Collector.
Never
Geil. Die müssen wir auch einladen. Die finde ich schon cool. Geiles Video. Sehr, sehr cool. So, liebe Freunde, jetzt gibt wieder Metal News Flash. Eine neue Band ist bestätigt wieder. Eigentlich scheppert es momentan ganz gewaltig. Ich kann fast jeden Tag eine neue Band ankündigen. Denn November sind wir fully booked. November ist voll und der Dezember wird auch schon immer besser. Also, hier jetzt ein Metal News Flash. Und jetzt kriegt ich den Oldschool Biker Rock in ein bisschen die Purple-Stil mit einem Hammer-Sänger, also wenn es wieder schon ausschaut, das ist da werden die Mädels sappern jetzt. Halleluja. Richtig cool. Am 27.12. begrüßen wir Mount Atlas. Go for a ride.
Pick yourself up, it's a losing game. Wounds from the past, you're the one to blame. Pick yourself up, it's a losing game. Wounds from the past, you're the one to blame. Gotta find out a thing or two. Burn all the bridges, make something new.
so geil. So richtig, richtig cool. Ich werde mir jetzt meine Liste anschauen, was jetzt alles kommt noch. Allein in diesem Monat so viele geile Bands und der November einer besser als der andere. Das ist ja richtig ein Highlight. Das wird das Ende des Jahres wird dann noch richtig, richtig, richtig geil. Also, ich bin begeistert und jetzt freue ich mich auch noch eine Band jetzt mal gleich bekannt zu geben, dass sich die Nadine da draußen freut. Nadine, Psycho, Toaster sind jetzt auch bestätigt für den 10.12. Also Nadine, Congratulations. Unser Thunderstruck, unser neuer, hat schon die ersten Bookings gemacht. Und der Thomas Gindorf, der ist sowieso der Wahnsinnige. Der schreibt an und macht und tut. So ist es richtig, Freunde. So wird da dankt man natürlich. Unsere Booker muss auch mal gedankt werden, die sich da wirklich den Arsch aufreißen und die geben Gas ohne Ende, weil im Endeffekt wollen wir halt ein geiles Programm haben, dass wir euch da draußen glücklich machen können. Ne? Jetzt machen wir mal die glücklich, die wo ein bisschen härter gegangen hat wollen. Vorletzte Song heute. Kennt ihr die Band Chronicle? Und der Song heißt Undivided. Jetzt geht ein bisschen fett in die Fresse geschissen. Jawohl. Seid wieder wach, Motherfuckers? So, liebe Freunde. Also, morgen gibt es eine Premiere. Jawohl, es gibt ein paar Premieren hintereinander. Das müsst ihr aufpassen. Es kommen ja ein paar geile Sachen. Und zwar, also morgen gibt es die Premiere. Morgen ist Metal Wunschkonzert. Morgen ist Föri unser Gast. Und zum ersten Mal übergebe ich die Sendung an einen neuen Co-Moderator, oder Moderator, nicht Co-Moderator, der wird morgen die Show wuppen. Ich werde im Hintergrund aktiv sein, ihm die Video einspielen, dass er sich auf die Interviews konzentrieren kann, bis es einmal beherrscht mit der Technik und so. Aber morgen wird der Peter Hirsch Föri am Zaum fühlen. Morgen wird es, ich weiß nicht, was er schon ausgesucht hat, Föri, aber er hat genug Videos, was er da morgen bearbeiten muss. Also 20 werden es wieder. Also morgen, nicht vergessen, morgen speziell Föris Metal Wunschkonzert mit Moderator Peter Hirsch. Dann, ich bin ja immer ein bisschen so, weißt schon, sitze so da in der Früh und nach der Sendung war gestern happy, war wieder ein super Interview, cool. Und dann habe ich so nachgedacht, ein bisschen Facebook geschaut, dann komme ich auf diesen Post von Anita Bauer und die Sandra Gacika sagt, die Wahnsinn mit der Tasche. Da hat es bei mir kling, eine neue Idee. Und zwar folgendes. Habe dann auch mit Anita Bauer gestern auch gleich noch geschrieben. Und ab nächsten Mittwoch, also nicht jede Woche, sondern ab und zu alle 2 Wochen oder so, habe ich mir gedacht, so, werde ich einen Metalhead-Artist einladen in die Aftershow-Party, wo ich dann denen ihre Arbeit, also mit der schönes Video mache, dann werden wir unterhalten, wie es dazu gekommen ist, einfach mal die Artists vorstellen. Und die Anita Bauer ist der Erste, bestätigt jetzt am nächsten Mittwoch. Und die hat auch gleich gesagt, die wird auch was verlosen, der Tasche oder irgendwas. Also für die an diesem Tag, speziell an diesem Tag, können Leute dann was gewinnen von ihr. Habe ich heute natürlich gleich wieder telefoniert und habe dann heute den Ralle als nächsten dann. Der Ralle macht ja geile Kutten, malt Kutten und der ist auch dabei. Und jetzt kommt der Ralle, weil wir Metal Wunschkonzert sind. Wir haben ja ein bisschen verschoben. Tamo musste leider seinen Spot jetzt abgeben, weil er arbeiten muss. Den hat Bobbes übernommen, jetzt im Oktober. Dafür übernimmt am 11.11. der Ralle. Der Ralle macht auch ein Metal Wunschkonzert. So, und ich habe noch 3 zu vergeben. 3 im Dezember, die letzten 3 Metal Wunschkonzerte. Wer Lust und Bock hat, reinzukommen, bitte melden bei mir. Schreibt es mir Messenger. 3 brauchen wir noch, 3 Metalheads. Wer will auch mal in der Sendung sein und seine Songs, seine Lieblingssongs, die man halt spielen kann, mit dem Peter Hirsch vortragen. Also 3 braucht man noch. Traut euch. Alles ganz cool. Tja, das war es eigentlich gewesen. Da muss ich sagen, habe ich noch was vergessen? Nee, glaube nicht. Doch, eine Band haben wir noch. Und zwar die Band am Freitag. Auch sehr coole Band, die freuen sich schon wie Sau. Die haben schon Werbung gemacht und so. Die sind schon ganz aufgeregt und so. Auch eine coole Band, finde ich total sympathisch. Reaper's Revenge. Also, Freitag einschalten, morgen auf alle 20 Uhr mit Peter Hirsch und Föri und meiner Wenigkeit im Hintergrund. Werde ich mir mit dem Sessel rennen und mir die Sendung anschauen. Jawohl, freue mich jetzt auch mal. Das ist auch eine Premiere für mich. Und nochmal, und wenn ihr auch Sachen macht, also die nächsten 2 Nachralle, hoffe ich, ist der Chaos mit seinen Bretter, die er brennt. Und dann Tom Axinger, der die ganzen Karikaturen von Lemmy, Ossi, Slash und so und Metal und Hetfield. Also der hat auch geile Dinger gemacht und so. Da werden wir sicher auch was verlosen, bin überzeugt. Und ich bin überzeugt, wenn der Chaos mitmacht, wird er auch ein Brett verlosen. Der macht da so geile Sachen auch. Viele mit Metallica, AC/DC und so. Also alles tolle Künstler. Wenn ihr auch noch irgendwie Ideen habt, den man einladen kann vom Fanclub, der sowas macht, irgendwie so irgendwas Spezielles, melden. Okay? Alle 2 Wochen. Vielleicht macht da jemand Bonsai oder was. Mit Metalheads und so. Okay, liebe Freunde, ich würde sagen, dann haben wir noch unsere Gäste vom Freitag noch raus. Das ist unser schöner Abschluss für heute. Geiler Abend. Schreibt wieder die Kommentare und liked auch, wenn ich mal wieder unsere Liste, ein paar Likens, alle sehen es, aber 10 Likens, liked doch mal. Und okay, wir sagen Rock'n'Roll, Reaper's Revenge, My Fading Silence. Und ich sage danke und fürs Zuschauen. Danke für die Treue. Bis morgen, 20 Uhr. Metal is forever. Bye.
Weak things happen, I believe I'm about to leave. Too many times I've been deceived. Trust without seeing, naivety has not disturbed. It's a part of me, but no one pays the way I'm hurt.
Hi everyone, Mickey D here. Don't forget, metal is forever. Rockcast Show. So stay tuned, enjoy the show, and don't forget to rock and roll. Bye bye.